Ladies and gentlemen, listen closely, for what I'm about to say is not merely for your ears, but for the part of you that dares to dream, the part of you that believes, even in silence, even in struggle, that you were made for more than survival. You were made for abundance. You were made to create, to rise, and to lead. Now understand, this wealth is not an accident. It is not a lottery ticket. It is not reserved for the fortunate few. It is a consequence, a result, a natural law responding to certain signs. If you're seeing them, it means you are already on the path, whether you realize it or not. The journey to wealth does not begin in your wallet. It begins in your mind. It begins the moment you discover a purpose that ignites your soul. When your goals are no longer vague wishes, but clear, burning desires, you have already taken the first step. Not just any goal, a definite, unshakable aim. One that you can see when you close your eyes, feel in your chest, and chase with every breath. If you found that kind of goal, you're not guessing anymore. You're building. There comes a moment in this journey where logic bows down to faith, when nothing in the physical world shows signs of progress, but your spirit moves as if success is already yours. That is no illusion. That is power. When you act with belief, before the proof, before the applause, before the reward, you activate something few ever tap into, the law of unwavering faith. If you've ever walked forward without seeing the whole road, if you've invested when others hesitated, or spoken victory in the middle of a storm, you are showing one of the rarest signs of wealth: internal certainty. And it's stronger than any bank balance. Still, every path has resistance. Obstacles will test your sincerity. People will question your sanity. Circumstances will try to shake your will. But if you kept going when it was hard, if you rose after you failed, if you kept your vision when others called it foolish, you have already proven the third sign: persistence. And that quality, more than intelligence or luck, is the engine behind every fortune the world has ever seen. Let me ask you something else. Have you noticed how your thinking has changed? How you no longer let just anything occupy your mind? That's no accident either. You've begun to understand that your thoughts are the architects of your future. That every moment you entertain doubt, jealousy, or fear, you're building walls where there should be doors. But now you're disciplined. You choose thoughts that serve you. You speak life. You correct yourself when your inner voice whispers limitation. This mastery of thought is not small. It is a sign that you are becoming powerful in the place where wealth begins, within. And look at the company you keep. You no longer feel at home in gossip or small-mindedness. You seek out those who challenge you, who sharpen you, who think in terms of possibilities, not problems. That instinct to surround yourself with giants is not random. It is strategic. The wealthy understand this. Your environment will either fuel your rise or feed your stagnation. So if your circle has started to change, if you've felt drawn to higher standards, richer conversations, and people who move like destiny is real, you are aligning with another sign of wealth influence through association. But let me leave you with the final and most powerful sign of all. Have you begun to think less about what you can get and more about what you can give? Have you discovered that when you solve problems for others, your own problems begin to shrink? Have you felt the thrill of creating value, not just income? That, my friend, is the soul of true wealth. Those who serve lead, those who give grow, and those who elevate others are the ones the world will always reward, because they are irreplaceable. So I say again, if you're seeing these signs, you are not just on the path, you are the path. You are not waiting for wealth, you are creating it, through your decisions, through your discipline, through your vision, through your actions, even when no one is watching. The world may not know your name yet, but destiny does, and it is keeping score, not of where you started, but of where you're going. Do not stop now. The signs are clear. You were not born to chase riches, you were born to embody them. Keep your mind sharp. Keep your aim high. Keep your spirit unbreakable. Wealth is not coming to you. It is already growing within you. And in time, the world will see what you've always known to be true. Every great journey begins with a clear destination. Without one, we drift. We wake up each day reacting to life instead of directing it. But those who build wealth, real lasting wealth, do not live by chance. They live by choice. They are guided not by the winds of circumstance, but by the power of a definite, clearly defined chief aim. This aim is not just a goal written on paper. It is a deep, burning desire that seizes the heart and refuses to let go. It's the kind of vision that wakes you up before the alarm clock and pulls you forward, even on the days when motivation is nowhere to be found. It gives your life structure, clarity, and meaning. And if you've felt that kind of desire within you, if there's something you want so badly that it almost hurts to imagine not achieving it, that is no small thing. That is a signal. That is a seed of wealth already planted in the soil of your consciousness. People who possess a definite aim are not easily distracted. They say no more often than they say yes. They understand that energy is precious and should not be scattered in 100 directions. Instead, they concentrate it, like sunlight through a magnifying glass, until it becomes fire. This level of focus sets them apart. It separates the dreamers from the doers, because vague hopes never build empires. Specific, focused desires do. A person with a definite aim doesn't just wish for success. They create a plan, develop the habits to support it, and commit to it until it becomes reality. Now here's something that may surprise you. Your aim doesn't need to make sense to anyone but you. The world may not see it yet. Your friends may not understand it. Even your family might think it's too big, too unrealistic, too far away. That's okay. That's normal. Because your aim isn't for them, it's for you. And the clearer you become about it, the more power it gives you. It begins to guide your decisions. It shapes the way you spend your time. It influences the people you spend that time with. You begin to say, this either brings me closer to my goal, or it doesn't. That level of clarity is priceless. Wealth is attracted to clarity. Opportunities open for those who know exactly what they want. Life itself responds to the one who declares, with certainty, this is where I'm going. The moment you lock onto your aim, everything around you starts to shift. Your thoughts become sharper. Your words become more intentional. Your actions carry more weight. And slowly but surely, the world begins to bend to your vision. If you're already feeling this, if there's a goal so alive in your heart that you think about it constantly, plan around it, and are willing to endure for it, then take this as confirmation you are not wandering, you are not lost. You are walking the path of those who build wealth not just in bank accounts, but in mind, character, and legacy. Keep that vision close, guard it, nurture it, live by it. Because in time, what you've imagined will become what you experience, and the world will wonder how you did it. There is a power that cannot be measured by the eye, weighed on a scale, or counted in numbers, and yet it is the very foundation upon which all lasting success is built. It is the quiet confidence that something will happen, even when there is no visible evidence. This is not fantasy or wishful thinking. It is a deeper, stronger force. It is belief, pure, unwavering belief in the unseen, the unproven, the future. If you've ever felt a pull to keep going when the odds were stacked against you, if you've ever spoken words of victory in the middle of defeat, then you've already tasted this force. This is faith in the invisible, and it's one of the clearest signs that wealth is drawing near. You see, anyone can believe when everything is going right. It doesn't take courage to feel confident when the results are already there. But those who rise, those who truly build something extraordinary, believe before the results appear. They plant seeds without seeing the harvest. They work late nights without applause. They invest in themselves when there's no guarantee of a return. Why? Because they see something the world doesn't. They believe not just with their eyes, but with their minds, with their hearts, and with their spirit. That kind of belief bends reality. It calls things into existence that weren't there before. When you walk in faith, you stop needing external permission to act. You stop waiting for validation. You no longer ask, is it possible? Because deep down you already know it is. You just haven't seen it yet. That word, yet, becomes powerful. Because when you add yet To your circumstances, you are acknowledging your current position while declaring it's not your final one. I haven't reached my goal yet. The money hasn't come yet. The world doesn't know my name yet. That shift in mindset transforms your journey from one of doubt to one of destiny. This kind of faith doesn't remove obstacles, but it changes your relationship to them. Challenges stop being stop signs and start becoming tests. Temporary defeat no longer feels like failure, it feels like training. Every setback becomes a lesson, every delay a moment to sharpen your discipline. And because of this mindset, you begin to do what others won't. You wake up early, you study, you take risks, you keep showing up when others give up. That kind of action, fueled by belief, is the engine of wealth. The world may not notice right away, but the results will become undeniable. Faith in the invisible also helps you resist the distractions that pull others off course. While they chase every trend or quick fix, you stay grounded in your vision, because your direction isn't coming from what you see, it's coming from what you know. This makes you immune to fear, resistant to comparison, and focused when others are scattered. You are no longer gambling on hope, you are building on certainty, even if that certainty lives only inside you for now. If you're already walking like this, if you've been working in silence, trusting the process, and refusing to settle for anything less than the life you've imagined, then know this: you are not delusional. You are not unrealistic. You are rare, and you are showing one of the most powerful signs of future wealth. The world may not see it yet, but soon it will, because everything you've believed, everything you've worked toward in the dark, will one day stand in the light. And on that day, you won't need to explain yourself. Your results will speak loud enough. There comes a point on the journey to success where the crowd begins to fade, the cheers grow quiet, and the spotlight shifts elsewhere. This is where most people stop, because they've grown used to needing applause. They've grown addicted to being seen, to being liked, to being validated. But those who truly build wealth, legacy, and greatness understand something deeper. The road to what you want will often take you away from what is popular. And in that lonely place, where approval disappears, only one thing keeps you moving: persistence. Persistence is not loud. It does not demand attention. It does not rely on recognition. It is quiet, steady, and unshakable. When the world is watching, it keeps building. When the world turns away, it keeps building. It does not care if the work is trending or if the process is glamorous. Persistence only cares about the goal. And if you've ever pushed forward when no one was cheering, kept working when the progress was invisible, or stayed disciplined when others were distracted, that is no small act. That is strength. That is wealth in its earliest form. Popularity often offers instant satisfaction but little substance. It says, "Look at me," while persistence says, "Let the results speak." Popularity may bring followers for a moment, but persistence builds a foundation that lasts a lifetime. One is dependent on others. The other depends only on your decision to keep going. That decision, made over and over again, especially in moments when quitting would be easier, is what sets apart those who wish from those who achieve. It's easy to be motivated when people are watching. It's easy to stay disciplined when you're being praised. But true power is found in the moments when no one is watching, when you show up anyway. You keep writing, you keep training, you keep planning, you keep learning, you keep moving forward even when progress is slow and momentum feels like it's working against you. That kind of consistency, over time, becomes unstoppable. The world may not understand it. People may call you obsessed, intense, or even unreasonable. Let them, because those words are often spoken by those who gave up too soon. There will be moments when you are tempted to pause your path for approval. You'll be tempted to abandon what you know is right just to fit in or to avoid criticism. But every time you choose purpose over popularity, you are reinforcing the kind of character that wealth gravitates toward. Real success requires that you become someone strong enough to carry it, not just someone who chases it. Persistence is the training ground for that strength. It tests your patience, your will, your vision. And if you pass the test, you earn more than results. you earn transformation. If you're still moving forward despite being overlooked, if you're still building in silence, if you're still showing up without praise, understand this: you're not behind, you're ahead. You're doing the kind of work that doesn't just build income, it builds identity. You're not chasing trends, you're creating a life. And in time, the same people who ignored your journey will respect your discipline. Because when the dust settles and the noise fades, it's not the most popular who rise, it's the most persistent. The most powerful territory you will ever conquer is the space between your ears. Before wealth shows up in your bank account, it must take root in your mind. Every decision you make, every action you take, and every result you produce begins first as a thought. That is why mastering your thoughts is not just a helpful practice, it is a requirement. It is the difference between reacting to life and creating it. It is the difference between fear running the show and vision leading the way. If you can control what you think about consistently, you can control the direction of your life. Most people live as prisoners to their own minds. They allow fear to dictate their next move. They let doubt stop them before they begin. They replay past failures like a broken record and wonder why they can't find confidence. But those on the path to wealth begin to change the channel. They start to monitor their thoughts like a guard protects a vault. They ask, is this thought helping me or holding me back? And slowly, they replace worry with strategy, envy with inspiration, and hesitation with action. This mastery is not something that happens overnight. It's a daily practice, a discipline. It means you catch yourself in the middle of negative thinking and choose something better. It means you don't give your energy to distractions, to critics, or to your own moments of weakness. You learn to speak to yourself like someone who is going somewhere, not someone who's stuck. You remind yourself of your vision, your goals, your value, even when the world is quiet and the results haven't shown up yet. Your thoughts are seeds. Whatever you plant consistently, you will eventually see. If you plant worry, you get anxiety. If you plant gratitude, you get peace. If you plant ambition and faith, you get growth and results. The soil doesn't care what you plant. It will grow whatever you feed it. So the question is not whether you are thinking. Everyone thinks. The question is, what are you thinking, and how often are you thinking it? The wealthy are not just rich in money. They are rich in mindset. They have trained their minds to see opportunity where others see limitation. They have developed the ability to stay calm under pressure, to believe when others panic, and to focus when distractions try to steal their time. That is not luck. That is a result of mental discipline built through repetition, awareness, and choice. It is the quiet work behind the scenes that no one sees, but everyone benefits from later. If you've already started choosing your thoughts with care, if you've started correcting yourself when negativity creeps in, if you've begun turning down the volume of doubt and turning up the voice of faith, you are mastering the most valuable asset you have. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are becoming a creator of circumstance. That shift, though internal and invisible to most, is one of the strongest signs that wealth is not far off. It's just beginning to show up from within. Mastering your thoughts doesn't mean you never struggle. It doesn't mean fear disappears. It means you know how to keep moving anyway. It means you stop letting emotions make your decisions. It means you pause before reacting. You breathe before speaking. You reflect before quitting. And in doing so, you become stronger, not just mentally, but spiritually, emotionally, and financially. So if you've begun this work, even if it feels small, understand that it is not small. It is everything. Because the person who masters their mind will master their results. And once you can hold wealth in your thoughts, it is only a matter of time before you hold it in your hands. You are not just shaped by your habits and your thoughts. You are shaped deeply by the people you allow into your space. Your conversations, your standards, your ambitions, and even your belief in what's possible are all influenced by the company you keep. If you surround yourself with people who speak defeat, who think small, who live for comfort rather than growth, you will eventually reflect those patterns. But when you place yourself among those who think differently, those who dream, build, and take action, you begin to rise. And that shift in your associations is one of the most powerful indicators that you are moving toward wealth. There is a quiet transformation that happens when you spend time with people who hold themselves to higher standards. You start expecting more of yourself, not because someone told you to, but because excellence becomes the environment. Discipline becomes normal. Vision becomes the language. Progress becomes the culture. You begin to feel uncomfortable staying the same. And that's a good thing. That discomfort is growth whispering to you, it's time. When you surround yourself with like-minded people, you stop needing to defend your dreams. You no longer have to explain why you're working late, why you're saying no to distractions, why you're choosing long-term results over short-term pleasures. Because these people get it. They're doing the same. Their presence reinforces your path, not pulls you off it. You feel less alone, more understood, and more energized. The right association doesn't just support you, it multiplies you. Wealth is rarely built in isolation. Even the most self-motivated people thrive in the right environment. A powerful network exposes you to ideas you hadn't considered, solutions you hadn't seen, and levels of thinking you hadn't yet reached. It reminds you of what's possible and keeps you focused when distractions try to call your name. If you've started seeking out rooms that challenge you, conversations that stretch you, and friendships that grow you, you're not just being social, you're being strategic. Of course, this shift often comes with a price. You may find yourself outgrowing old relationships. You may lose connections with people who are content with comfort, while you are hungry for greatness. That separation can feel lonely at first, but it is necessary, because you cannot reach your next level while clinging to people who are anchored to your past. Choosing growth over familiarity is one of the most courageous decisions you will make, and one of the most rewarding. Being around like-minded people does not mean everyone is the same. It means the values are aligned. It means the energy is upward. It means the goals may differ, but the mindset is rooted in expansion, not limitation. In this kind of circle, competition becomes collaboration. Ego becomes encouragement, and success becomes contagious. Just being in proximity to this kind of environment can ignite something in you that no book, course, or speech ever could. If you've already felt the desire to change your circle, to seek out mentors, to join communities of action takers, listen to that instinct. It is not random. It is a sign of growth. It is a sign that you are ready to leave behind survival and step into strategy. Because where you are going, the journey is too long and too important to walk with the wrong people. And with the right ones, what once felt impossible suddenly becomes normal. Choose your associations with intention. Protect your space. Build with those who speak life, not limitation. Because wealth is not just built with money. It is built through alignment, energy, and shared belief. And the right people will not only walk with you, they will help carry the vision until it becomes real. The greatest wealth does not come from taking more. It comes from giving more. Not giving away your value, but giving through your value. A service-driven mindset is not just a noble idea, it is a powerful principle of success. When your focus shifts from, what can I get, to how can I serve, you tap into a deeper current of purpose and prosperity. Because wealth, true wealth, is attracted to those who solve problems, bring solutions, and leave people better than they found them. The world is not short on consumers, it's short on contributors. Most people are trying to extract as much as they can with as little effort as possible. But those who rise, those who truly succeed, think differently. They ask, how can I create more value? How can I make someone else's path easier, clearer, or more inspired? That kind of thinking rewires your entire approach to business, relationships, and growth. You stop chasing results and start creating impact, and when you create impact, results come naturally. A service-driven mindset doesn't mean you neglect your goals. It doesn't mean you work for free or forget your worth. It means that in every exchange, every interaction, every project, you're not just thinking about what you can take away. You're thinking about what you can contribute. You become someone who brings energy, clarity, direction, encouragement, or even just peace into a room. And that presence becomes your calling card. People remember how you made them feel. And when people trust you, respect you, and are helped by you, they want to work with you. They refer you. They support you. That's how wealth circulates. Not through force, but through flow. This mindset turns average into excellence. It's the difference between someone doing the bare minimum and someone going the extra mile, not for recognition, but because that's who they are. When your motive is service, your work carries a different energy. You're not just building for yourself. You're building something that lifts others too, and the universe, in its own timing, rewards that. Sometimes not immediately, but always inevitably. A service mindset also protects you from the entitlement that can ruin progress. Instead of asking, "Why am I not getting more?" you begin to ask, "Where can I give more?" That shift turns frustration into focus. It keeps you grounded in action, not excuses. It helps you stay in motion when others are stuck waiting for life to change. Because life does not change for those who demand more. It changes for those who offer more. If you've begun to think in terms of contribution, if you've asked yourself, "How can I use what I know to make a difference?" you are already walking a rare path. And that path leads to influence, impact, and eventually income. Because when your name becomes associated with value, people begin to seek you out. When people trust you to serve well, they reward you with loyalty, opportunity, and support. Wealth follows service, not the other way around. Even in a competitive world, there is always room for those who truly care, those who see others not as transactions, but as humans, those who choose kindness over shortcuts, generosity over greed, consistency over convenience. That spirit cannot be faked, and it cannot be ignored. It shines through your work, your words, your presence, and over time, it becomes your greatest advantage. So if you are walking with a heart to serve, to build, to uplift, stay on that path. It may take longer. It may not always be glamorous, but it will always be meaningful. And in the end, it will lead you to something greater than success. It will lead you to significance. And with significance, wealth becomes not just what you gain, but what you give. The path to wealth is not just paved with strategy, skill, or even talent. It is built on vision, belief, and unwavering character. If you've seen these signs in yourself, a clear aim, faith in what others cannot yet see, persistence in the absence of applause, mastery over your thoughts, strong associations with like-minded individuals, and a heart rooted in service, then understand you are already on the path. Wealth is no longer a distant possibility. It is a direction you are actively moving toward. This journey is not about shortcuts or quick wins. It's about becoming the kind of person who attracts abundance by who you are, not just what you do. It's about showing up with discipline, surrounding yourself with growth, and giving more than you take. And it's about knowing deep within that everything you're building now, though it may not yet be visible, will one day stand tall as proof of your commitment, your belief, and your purpose. Stay focused, stay patient, keep walking. The results may not be immediate, but the rewards are inevitable, because wealth does not just arrive, it responds to those who are ready. And if you recognize these signs in yourself, then know this: you're not just hoping for success, you're becoming it.